Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Sharmit. In this session, we will discuss another example for cat command, which you can also consider as a solution of the problem which we discussed in last session. Because in last session we discussed like whenever we are using a same file which is already existing in order to redirect the output of a file, then in that case it replaces the data, right? Okay, but just assume a thing, like there is a scenario where you don't want to replace anything, even instead of that you want to append the data. So how we can use the cat command in those situations? So this thing we are going to discuss in today's session. Okay, so for that what we will do, I'll firstly show you two files which we will use as a demo purpose, and on those two files, by merging the data of those two files, we will append the data into third file into another new file. Okay, so this thing we are going to do in this session. So as I told you that this session we can also consider as a solution for the problem that we discussed in last session. Okay, so let me start with the work link command. So firstly I'll write work lnk here. With work link what we will do, uh, like once you hit work link command, it will open this work with object link screen. Now on this screen you can see we have a directory directed as /home/Sharmit. Now on this directory what we can do, I can show you two files. There is one file, okay, aabb.txt. Now on this aabb.txt bb.txt file we have various data, right? Now to like just think a scenario where what we want to do, we want to merge the data from xy dot txt file and r dot y dot txt file. Now after that the merged data we want to populate into this file, but in that situation it should not remove this data, otherwise it is a problem for us, right? So this is the one thing. Another thing, like if we want to append the data, how we can do this, because the solution is also a data append. So for that what I can do, I can simply write here work qsh. Here we will write cat, then space your file name, let's say /home/Sharmit. Always put your path, okay, otherwise it would not considered as a good habit, because every time we should put the path of the file. So /home/Sharmit slash, and after that you can write here what we can say /home/Sharmit and rpgle dot txt. Okay, this is the file. Then next file is /home/Sharmit slash xxy dot txt, and we are like, let me show you the previous scenario what we were used to do previously, right? So we were used to do this thing. We are just redirecting it to abc.txt aabb.txt. So in this case once I hit enter here, and if I run cat command again, you, sorry, not only cat and aabb dot txt. So in this case it will show the data. Something is wrong here, let me check what is wrong. We have directed aabb.txt. Let me rerun this, okay. Qsh, then cat space aabb dot txt. So yeah, you can see it is printing the data, uh, which is which has replaced the older data, and this is not a good thing, because with this what we did, like we have replaced the last data. Instead of that it should append the data, the new data, into the previous data. That thing is fine, right? So this is the problem. Now we will make a solution of it. So what we will do this time, I'll append the data, the same data, into the file, but this time it will also include this data. Let me show you this. Simply write cat space, then your file name, let's say /home/Sharmit slash, and here we will write xxy dot txt space /home/Sharmit slash rpgy, or maybe we can append only one file, that is also fine. Okay, then you can use double angular bracket. Make sure to put double angular bracket because it redirect your data into which file, a_b.txt file. Then simply hit enter and you can see it has been updated. So now if I write cat, then my file name, which is a_b.txt, so you can see this time it has not replaced the previous data. You can see it contains the previous data, also it append the data of our file. You got me? So this is how we can utilize the cat command in order to append the data instead of replacing the data of older data into newer file. Okay, so this is how we will use it. Now we got this thing right. One more thing, like you can also set the priority of the data. Let's say I want to append the data and at the same moment I'm also merging the data of two files. So in this case what we can do, you can select whether which file you want to put first or which file you want to put second. Okay, it is up to you. And then the merge data you can simply redirect into any of the file. Now good thing is that this time we are saving it data, also we are making it sure that it will not replace any data, it will just append the data into the older data. Clear? So this is how we will use cat Qshell command in order to redirect the data. So this thing is clear, and apart from this, like you can use anything like if you write it in a capital letter, that is also fine. It will not affect that thing because it is just mainly appending the data and it is not case sensitive. Okay, you can see. Okay, and here I'm not providing path, but I recommend you to always provide path here also. That is always a good habit, but just for the time being I ran directly, so it is up to you. Like why we not put the path, because it is at the home location, but even if it is at home location, still I recommend to put the path of the file. Okay, so I think we are good with this. So it's time to see how we can utilize the same thing with the help of clle program. So for that, let me show you. This is a program to append the data into the file using cat command. Okay, this time we are appending it, not redirecting. Even though redirecting it, but in redirecting we are appending it. Simply write dcl variable, take F4, provide your variable name, type, storage and length. So this is the variable declaration. Now simply write chg provide your command like cat space /home/sharmit /ry.yy.txt, then space double home sharmit xxyy.txt, double angular bracket which is for appending, and then a new file name which is /a_b.txt. Then simply use strqsh to provide your variable name which you want to execute. So here I'm appending it, command, and then simply hit enter. So we are ready with this command, so it's time to compile it and see the output. So you can see we have called it, and if you call it multiple time, every time it will append your data. Okay, so now if I show you the output of this file by using worklnk command, so you can see it has appended the data into it. Okay, all right, now just one more thing. Just assume a scenario where we don't have file. Let me remove this file. Okay, so will it work if we try to append the data in that file which is not even exist? Let me check. So simply write qsh and we will just make a simple example. Okay, so cat, then a space, your file name which is /home/sharmit /rrY.txt, then double angular bracket to append the data into the file /a_b.txt, and then simply hit enter. So it has appended. Let me show you the file data now, because it was not existing, right? So if you try to put aabb.txt, you can see it has appended the data, and as there was no data previously, so it append directly from after the first line. So that's not an issue, but sometime in the interviews it might be a question like what will happen if we try to append the data into a file which is not even existing. So in that case you can simply reply that it will append the data from the first line itself. Okay, so I hope all these scenarios are clear to all of you. In the next session we will discuss few more things. So thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.